What would you say are the key things that you're trying to instill in these young leaders?
Honestly, the most important thing is to realize that they have been called. Students and honestly people in general think, oh, that's the pastor's job to do that. Or that's the, worship leader's part to lead worship or whatever. And it can easily get to where, the students think in their mind, later on in life, I want to be that. And I want to say, hey, if God's called you to do that later on in life, guess what? He's called you to do that now. I think of 1 Timothy 4:12, and it says, don't let anyone look down on you because of your youth, but instead it's an example for believers in speech and conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity. And I just love that part about, hey, don't look down on yourself and don't let anybody else look down on you just because you're young. Now is the time for you to step up and lead your generation. What we're constantly trying to do is find the strengths in these students, find how God's called them, because they're all different. God's created us differently. How has God specifically called these students? So even though they're in a worship band, some of them might have a strength that's not necessarily singing. It could be, man, they're such an encourager. We pour that into them with, hey, did you realize that's not usual? Like God's gifted you special. You have just this heart for encouraging people, and you see the great things in people, and then you tell them, and man, God's got that special for you. And so use that. Some of them, they have a more of a strength of leading a team. We're looking for those strengths when they're younger, and as through the years, we're telling them about the strength that we see. We're also encouraging their weaker areas, and we want to grow those weak areas.